Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode. Today we're going to cover that story that just went viral with the high school student who was running and started beating on her competitor with the baton. Let's watch these clips, then we're going to come back and talk about this one.
Everybody has feelings. So you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right?
Alayla Everett is a decorated athlete and senior at IC Norcom High School. She would have never thought her trip to the Class 3 track and field state finals last Tuesday would take a drastic turn.
They're going off of one angle.
Alayla visibly emotional because of this video from the meet. This was a 4x200 meter relay race, and she and a Brookville High School athlete were rounding a curve on the track when they nearly collided with each other.
After a couple times hitting her, my baton got stuck behind her back like this, and it rolled up her back. I lost my balance, and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit.
It appears intentional, but Alayla says it was accidental.
But I know my intentions, and I would never hit somebody on purpose. I didn't have to see your first video, second video, 10 video. I know 100% that she won't do this to nobody.
Her parents outraged at the backlash. The IC Norcom relay team was disqualified, a ruling that a local USA track and field official finds questionable. He says a play-by-play look shows that the Brookville athlete was running closely to Alayla.
If a person comes up on the outside, they got to be a full stride ahead of me before they can cut in front of me.
The other family spoke with the news station in Roanoke asking for an apology from Alayla, something she wants to give, but she says the other athlete hasn't been receptive, blocking her on social media, and instead the Everett family was served with court papers.
And now we have to go to a city 3 hours away that everybody hates our guts already.
They're assuming my character, calling me ghetto, racist slurs, death threats, all of this just because of a 9-second video. I'm just a person by myself. Nobody's going to believe me because I can admit from the video it does look purposeful, but I know my intentions and I would never hit somebody on purpose.
On the back curve, I had kind of got cut off when I tried to pass her the first time. So I let her go ahead, so I knew like when I got fully on the curve that I was just going to have to push through and pass her.
Then out of turn 4, a strike with the metal baton to Tucker's head sends her reeling. Officials immediately disqualified the team from IC Norcom, but the damage was done.
I still can't believe it. I'm still in shock. Like, everyone's texting me, checking up on me, and I appreciate that. But, like, I'm still trying to take it all in. I can't believe it happened.
Tucker's now dealing with the effects of a concussion and a possible skull fracture. Now all the Tuckers want is an apology and an explanation.
Why did you do it, and why haven't you apologized yet?
Okay, let's talk about this, y'all. 2 high school students. This is very unfortunate. I'm siding with the victim on this one. I've watched it multiple times. I've read other people's comments. There's a small percentage of people who think it wasn't intentional. For me, I think it was very much intentional. And did you notice how the victim was not crying, but the perpetrator was crying? Okay, did you hear how the girl who hit the girl with the baton was trying to like victim shame her, saying she's just a person and we don't know what she was going through? And I'm like,
What?
You say you tried to apologize, but she's blocked you. But the victim says they're waiting on their apology. Concussion, possible fracture. You know, I think from the video evidence, it looks like you gave in to them voices that be in all of our heads. Instead of you just, giving the race all you had, you attacked her. And even another thing I noticed when I was watching the clip, when the victim fell, the girl who hit her, you knew you hit her, and allegedly you did it by mistake. You didn't stop. You didn't stop to be at her side. It's very difficult for any of us to believe you.
Well, we don't believe you. You need more people.
And I want to take this commentary into jealousy and hatred amongst females. Young people are already turned up in this day and age, right? More than I think a lot of us was. when we were younger. But I want to talk about jealousy amongst women, how women can be violent towards each other, cutting people's hair, throwing acid and beating people up and jumping people. Violence amongst women is something that it is talked about, but it's very real. Remember, y'all, take a second and remember high school. High school was vicious back in our day, especially depending if you was that cute girl that the boys liked and you dressed nice and your family kept your hair done and kept you looking good. Oh yeah, it was a lot of hate in that department. And I just think that there's so much jealousy amongst women, it's sickening. A lot of females can't stand and not have the spotlight on them 24/7. They can't stand for another woman or young lady to have her time in the spotlight. And that's why we see these vicious attacks. And you know what it reminded me of? As soon as I saw this, it reminded me of when I was a kid. Come on, all my old heads. Y'all remember Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan? That's what this reminded me of. Let's take a look.
In 1994, one day before the U.S. Figure Skating Championship, title holder Nancy Kerrigan was filmed finishing her skate practice. But just a few seconds later, she started screaming in pain. It was later found out that a random man attacked her and bruised her knees just so she couldn't compete. This would allow her rival Tanya Harding to take first in the competition later on, and also get selected to compete in the Winter Olympics alongside of her. However, police believe that Kerrigan's attacker was Tanya's husband alongside with her bodyguard. Years later, she will finally admit that her husband did it, but felt like she couldn't say anything at the time. Later on that year, both women will go to the Olympics. However, Tanya's skate malfunctioned, causing her to get 8th place, while Kerrigan managed to get second.
So I threw that in because it just reminded me of this. I was a kid when all of this went down, but I remember how the world was so upset. This was so vicious. It was crazy. So I want to reiterate, this ain't nothing new. Athletes attack other athletes. Women are jealous and attack other women. It's pretty normal. It happens on the regular. I just think it's not brought to the forefront as much as it should be. If this young lady would have just been honest, you know, I don't know what I was thinking. I got upset. I saw her coming around to get the head of me and I hit her. I'm sorry. But to try to play dumb like you didn't see, who run with their baton all the way up in the air anyway? You know, now your family got to go to court. You done dragged your parents into this mess because you gave in to an evil thought that came to your mind. We all have those thoughts, and we have to learn how to have that discipline to not give in to those evil and intrusive thoughts. Y'all leave me a comment. Let me know what y'all think. I know these are teenagers, and some people want to cut that girl some slack, but all I could think about is the girl who was getting cracked upside her head in the middle of running and fell out on that racetrack. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this, with this jealousy amongst these females. Leave me a comment, and until the next time, I will catch y'all on the next episode. Peace out.